Uh-huh. Okay.
So welcome back. Today we have a very special guest.
We do.
Say
His name is
hello,
Master
Sebastian.
Luca. Master Luca is what he's going by these days.
Master Luca. Okay.
Say hi, Luca.
Say hi, Master Luca.
Hola. Hola. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now go back to destroying all the cards on my desk. All right. Go ahead. All right. So we're doing the first book that we give to every clubany, core values quester, explorer, if you will, is The Go-Giver, actually. And that is the book that we will be reviewing today. One of my favorites for sure. So I don't know about you. I love this one.
It definitely is a good read and it's an inspiration book.
It's fast. It's quick. It gets to the point, but it's impactful. And it's told
It
in a
is super
story, right?
impactful. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we learn in stories. That's what we've learned. We love a good story and we love a good parable. And Luca does too. So, all right, sharing my screen. Man, he is just, all right. So the reflection from today is to always remember to remain open, to receive. So this is The Go-Giver. It's a little story about a powerful business idea by Bob Berg and John David Mann. Humble brag, John David Mann. We've exchanged messages a few times over the past few months. He's a really good dude. So
Yeah, it's awesome.
he is a giver.
He definitely does what he preach, which is admirable.
100%. So today's story. So The Go-Giver is, True. I'll let you give a synopsis of The Go-Giver. I'm going to go on mute while I'll save my talking capacity for when I can.
Okay. So basically, The Go-Giver, it gives a story of a young man. He wants success. And he basically, so the book is basically giving us some principles to go by. The story is telling about this guy and the guy that he's going to meet, and what that person does and ask him to do. It's essentially some of the principles he has to go through and apply. I think there's 5 principles that this chairman, Pindar, this young man named Joe, is going to him for, kind of finding out the secrets to success.
So he goes through the 5 laws of giving, basically, and ends up learning his lesson along the way about how powerful giving is in life. And I couldn't agree more with the message of the story. I mean, it's such a good parable about giving. And I think you and I built one of our core values in Clubany to give more than we take. And I think that was really in honor of this kind of book, and also obviously our philosophies and values that we care about, but it definitely mirrors what we care about as well. So on to the reflection. So for me, it was always to remember to remain open to receive. And this one's another sentimental story for myself. Giving is really powerful. It's something that I've always just kind of second nature done in my life. And I know you're the same way. As long as it's in line with your values and you care, I always love to coach and to educate and to give and to help and to watch people grow and succeed like that. There's just something that fuels yourself. Altruism is powerful. I love just believing in other people and seeing them achieve great things and having some role into that. What I've always been really shitty at is receiving. My friends make fun of me for it. They try to give me a compliment. I interrupt them. I'm like, no, like, don't do that. Or they try to do something nice for me. I'm like, I don't need your help. Or they try to, go above and beyond. I don't like gush with happiness or something like that, because like, I honestly, like, I've always looked at my entire life, like, as when you help other people, when somebody's helping me, I always felt kind of like a charity case a little bit, right? And charity is different than giving, in my opinion. Charity is what you do for somebody that can't do for themselves. And giving is just trying to be nice and try to be helpful and all that other stuff, right? So I don't know what it is about receiving for me. I just struggle with it. Like, I don't take compliments well, but I will give all day long. Well, when I was reading this book, the 5th rule is completing the cycle of giving and being open to receive. And I don't know, it struck me in a really unique time in my life. I actually was reading this book about a month after Amelia had passed away. And this was during the time in my life when there was people flooding us with messages and cards and gifts, and people coming over our house every night to make us food or to see how they could help us or whatever it may be. And after about a few weeks of this, like I said, I'm a very self-sufficient person, and it was starting to get to me. I was like, look, I'm not a charity case. I know my daughter died, but I got to learn how to deal with this on my own, kind of thing. And specifically, the day that I finished reading this book and the 5th law, I had just told my mom the night before to stop coming over. She was coming over every single night to bring food. And that's like my mom's love language. And she loves to give as well. That's probably where I learned my giving abilities. I kind of told her, like, Mom, I don't want you to come over every night anymore to bring us food. Like, I can handle it. I'm fine. Like, I'm a big boy, like, I know why you're coming over, but I don't need food. Anyway, I felt kind of bad about it. And the next day I read this and I was like, you know what? Like, this is on me. I got to remember to always be open to receive. So I called my mom and I was like, I'm sorry. I explained to her, I just read this book and I explained to her about being open to receive. And I was like, look, you can come over as long as you want, bring us food as long as you want. I appreciate your support. And I know I need help. I am in pain right now. So for me, this is a powerful lesson and something to always remember, to always remain open to receive. It's an important part of completing the cycle of giving. The question I pose to everyone is, who are you blocking from the power of giving in your own life? But love to get your thoughts on the reflection.
Yeah, so for me, I think, with noting the 5 laws of the book, you have to start with giving and you have to end with receiving. There's steps in the middle, but at the same time, it's a cycle. If you don't receive, you're actually interrupting the cycle. And so there's a lot of people, they feel the need to give, and you're not giving them the chance to start that cycle. You're being selfish, but not receiving. If you are a bad giver, you are actually preventing people from fulfilling their desire, their needs to give. Like your mom,
I feel better when I give.
Imagine if you give to somebody, and you basically imagine you giving to yourself.
I know.
How frustrating that would be.
Incredibly frustrating to think like, you just leaving people hanging, and
But at the same time, you can't. The giver can continue to give. Basically, return the package to sender. Right?
Exactly.
And there has to be that balance, because someone gives, someone has to receive. You can't play football by yourself. If you're a quarterback, you pass, someone has to catch it.
Yeah, that's DJ Jazzy Jeff in the house.
For the most part, if you can receive and in a place to receive, go ahead and receive it, because you're actually helping the cycle. You're helping that person giving. And then when you can give, you give, because some people have a need to give because it makes them feel good. And if that's what makes them has a fulfillment in their life, who are you to deny that?
You're a jerk blocking when you deny other people the power of giving.
The question you're asking, who are you blocking from the power of giving in your life? To me, I receive generously and I give generously. But there are people that I would not take from. If the people that I don't respect, I won't take from. Because they may have an agenda, or they may have something that is not in the spirit of giving. Right? And to me, I would have blocked those people. In knowing now that what I know now, after reading this book, I will receive any genuine giving. And to me, that makes life worth living, because we humans have a desire to socialize and to connect with one another. And giving and receiving fulfills that promise.
I am being given an earful right now by this guy.
That will receive, man.
I am receiving all of this little maniacness right now.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think you're.
I mean, you're gonna miss it.
If there's anything that I've learned in my life, like, this doesn't bother me at all. This is a blessing to be able to receive his foolery while we're trying.
I mean, you think about it. For my kids, when they are rowdy and they're breaking the house, destroying the house, I look at it, I say, well, this is great. My kids are healthy and strong. I get worried when they don't do anything, they get sick. That's the most heartbroken moment in raising a kid. You want your kids to be doing a lot of things, exploring and yelling and biting and fighting. I mean, they fight with their sisters all the time, but whenever they don't do that anymore, this is when you worry. Agreed. And so for me, right now, he's giving, you receive, and you take that blessing.
So great lesson for the day. All right, Luca, say goodbye. We'll see you on future calls.
Yes.
Okay. Have a great one, everyone. And keep in mind that question of who you're blocking from giving, the power of giving in your own life, and be open to receive.
Yeah.
See you next time. Bye.